Helps if I add myself to the stage. Hi, everybody. Excited Utterance here, and I'm boomering today. I'm just like running all over the place, going, I've got to get my coffee. I've got to answer this person. Oh no, oh no, oh no. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Wow, wow. Yeah, you have to hit the go live button. Oh dear, dear me. Hello. Adorably sweet. Boomer. I was like, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. And then that happened. I've never done that. Wow. Lovely sweater. Wait, thank you. You know what? I've actually got it turned around. Like that's actually the head piece. Like that's the neck. I learned this from a Brazilian friend. What you do is you, instead of putting it on the right way, you turn it around the wrong way, and you put the where you would put your head usually, you put that around the back, and this is like where it would usually sit at the bottom. Isn't that cool? Isn't that a good idea? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, what a day. What a day. What a 24 hours it's been. The fact that she started it right after was perfect. Hello, everybody. Good to see everyone from Sean's chat that's come round. Hi. 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 It was better than being dumped into Nick's Alive like he did the day before. Because I was on Sean's stream yesterday afternoon, and yes, afternoon my time, late last night your time, and he's like, I'm going to send them over to Nick's stream. They hate it when I do that. And I'm like, yeah, they hate it when you do that. He's like, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I was just hanging out over there just now, and he's about to end. I'm like, send him over to me. About to go live. It's better than Nick's. No offense to old rackets. No offense to old rackets. But you know, there's different people who like to go different places. Anyway, hi everybody. So reason I'm doing just a general chitty chat today is because it's been a bit of a interesting 24 hours, and I thought we might do a little bit of a recap on what's happened. Yesterday's stream was interesting, wasn't it? Who was here for that? Who was here for that? MLS God of Law got into my comments later and is like, excited, what did you do? And I was like, forgive me, God. Hey, Ronnie. And hey, Sichini, how are you? Nice to have you back. Yeah, lol, it was craziness. Now, for those of you who don't know, so basically what happened was, I guess it was a little bit of a social experiment. Maybe I half hoped it would work out, but I suppose it didn't. I knew in my heart that it wasn't going to work out. But there's this case over in South Carolina / on the border of North Carolina, of this poor lady who's passed of a gunshot wound, self-inflicted, now confirmed to be self-inflicted. Her name's Micah Miller. And sadly, her name's Micah. The live chat's not working on your computer. Sorry, John, I'm pretty sure live chat is working for everyone else. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, hello, Mystery Legal Theatre. How are you? Nice to have you here. Okay, so Micah Miller. And CG in Texas, also nice to have you here too. Okay, so Micah Miller, very sad story. Extremely sad story. She passed 27th of April. I think it was a Saturday. So really recently. And It was in a park, Lumber Park, I think it's called, in North Carolina, which is about an hour and a half from where she lives with her pastor husband, JP Miller, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So just over the border, it must be, because it's only an hour and a half drive. Yeah. And yeah, so what happened was she drove to this park. I don't know if she goes there regularly. And there's a long backstory to this, obviously, but she passed, and a day or so later, he announced in his sermon, at the end of the sermon, somewhat flippantly, some say, that he just got a call last night to say that his wife had passed. Everyone, if you could just not talk about it, and prayers, and I'm going to be taking a bit of a break, and file out of the church. And ever since then, there's been, I'll just go to the next part of the story before I say what's been happening since then. The family put a Facebook post up saying that, do not believe what is being said about it being self-inflicted. That's not true. These are lies. And justice for Micah, hashtag justice for Micah. And there has been, since then, quite a wave of anger, and there's been people sort of lining the streets in Myrtle Beach, outside the church, etc. And obviously there's been an online uprising as well. And of course, people have gone and into Pastor Miller, that's the husband's Facebook and things, and also into her Facebook and things, and found a lot of evidence of their the things that were going on in their marriage, and of potential abuse from him. It's very sad. The whole thing's very, very sad. Lots of anger in the community. Now, what I noticed was something that has started really, really quickly, and that I've noticed happen a lot in these cases. And that is that when people get an idea about someone potentially being guilty of something, when people get this idea, they can really quickly, the emotion takes over, and people really run with it and start to just say that someone is guilty of something quite openly without thought of repercussion. And then people jump onto that, and then jump onto that, and then jump onto that. And it gets to a point where the anger is infectious. Yeah, it takes off like wildfire, see, Chinny. Yeah, exactly. It takes off like wildfire. And then what happens is people who aren't involved in it at all, like no involvement, they go, opportunity to profit from the anger. So as Branka often says, monetize the hate. Yeah, so people like to monetize the hate. And yeah, I don't like this whole monetizing the hate thing. Like, there's a lot of sort of channels out there, and we can all talk about different cases now. Like, and I don't, this is really fresh, this one. Maybe, and I know I went in with one that was really fresh, and Murph and I talked about this. Like, she goes, Hella, you are, you're someone I know really well, and this one has a lot of touch points on it that are sensitive, and people, it is really fresh and raw. So, and I take her opinion so much to my heart, and I really appreciate her input. And she said, yeah, this has got so many nasty bits to it, and it's so fresh. and maybe that's why people have really gotten angry with you about it. And I'm like, you might be right. But let's just talk like for a second about some other cases where this has taken off. The anger gets infectious, and people like YouTube streamers, for example, they go, "Oh, people are angry. Let's go and take it and run with it." So, another one really, really recently. Oh yeah, Casey Anthony. That's an old one. That's an old one, and you always bring this one up, darling. You always bring this one up. Well, another one recently, and it's now getting to a point where we can just all talk about it because it's gone berserk, is the one with Sebastian Rogers. So Sebastian Rogers being the little boy who went missing in Tennessee over 2 months ago now. Over 2 months ago now. And there are channels who are they're making so much money out of the hate for the parents of Sebastian Rogers. They're making so much money. Like, and not, and you know what? It started, I think, with Nancy Grace, because Nancy Grace got the parents of Sebastian Rogers on to her channel and interrogated them. Basically, it was within about a week of the kid going missing that she got them on, and she did this like a police interrogation of the parents. So where were you that night? Do you have ring cameras out the front? What happened at this time? What happened at that time? And it was just like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, like that. And just making them look like criminals. And yeah, that's the kid they think they saw on a video recently. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's just pulling this to pieces. Every little detail. Everyone's an internet sleuth. And ever since that moment of the Nancy Grace, the first Nancy Grace interrogation interview, whatever it was, blew it up. And then the biological dad came out and did interviews with YouTubers and threw shade at the stepdad. And then the stepdad's ex-wife came out and said that he was an abuser, and it has just gotten it. It's ridiculous. I can't even start to tell you how many YouTubers have taken this thing and really incited the hate. So we've spoken about this before. Don't talk negatively about my Nancy. Sorry, John. So, this just keeps going on and on and on, right? And people love to get angry. People just love it. They love it, right? And so I saw this starting to happen really fast with this pastor, right? And so what I did was naughty hella. What I did was I went onto Facebook, and Facebook's not my place, right? Facebook, I haven't set up a big like presence there. It's not like YouTube where I've got like tons of videos and I'm actually bothering to establish a little bit of a community. Like, it's just somewhere where I've got, like, I stream out to there for a little bit of a backup, right? And I thought, okay, this at the beginning of one of these things, generally what I've noticed that YouTubers, they start these little groups, like, and when I say groups, they're community groups, right? Community groups, they're almost always started by YouTubers. They're usually true crime YouTubers, and they start these groups specifically so that they can market their streams, right? But they do it they do it under the guise of justice for so-and-so, right? So they look like they're being all altruistic and noble, right? But their hidden agenda is just so that they can be the only ones to drop their own links to their own streams in these groups, right? And then they go, oh, no one can promote anything. They would go, oh, no promotions in here. And they make it a private group. And then they end up with thousands and thousands of people in these groups. And the groups are just to spread like whatever rumor and anger in there that they can. They're full of just people going, oh, and did you see this? And did you see this? And did you see this? Right. So I saw that it was just starting. Right. I saw that there was a few of these groups, these Justice for Micah groups starting, and they were just full of anger and things aimed at this pastor. Right. And so what I did was, it was my nighttime, therefore the beginning of your daytime. And I just put up a group saying Justice for JP Miller. That's it. And I said it's a group for people interested in the case of the very sad case, tragic case of the death of Micah Miller, 30-year-old from South Carolina, and her husband, the pastor. That's it. Like, I didn't say he was innocent. I didn't say he was anything. And the views of everyone here are their own. And and I introduced myself. I said I'm Australian, and I have a YouTube channel. And in South Carolina, I covered the almost retrial of Alex Murdoch, just to get to know me. And I linked out to my Facebook page and YouTube, but nothing else. Like nothing else. Nothing about the case or my feelings about the case or anything like that. But it was called Justice for JP. That was the problem. And then I went to bed. And when I woke up, there were a couple of hundred people, 300, something like that, more in there. And it was just absolutely full of abuse. And I mean abuse. Like, you're a joke, who you think you are, you're vile, you're this, you're that. It was just so bad. Yeah, apparently I have big hands. My big hands caused a cyclone in Brizzy. That's where I live. Sorry, honey, couldn't resist. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, that's something to talk about on my stream today. It was just really interesting. It's just really interesting because I wanted to see what would happen. I didn't think that would happen so fast. I didn't say anything. Like, I dared say justice for who could be the defendant, who could end up being the defendant. What started the onslaught? What I just said, Eric. I put a Facebook group up saying Justice for John Paul Miller. And I said nothing else other than, this is a group for people interested in the case of the tragic death of Micah Miller, the wife of the pastor JP Miller from South Carolina. That's it. When I woke up, I responded to one of the messages saying that, well, he may end up being the defendant, in which case he will require due process, justice. That was before my stream. And people still didn't get it. But he doesn't deserve justice. Why would he deserve justice? People just did not understand what I meant. They didn't get what I meant. They just didn't get what I meant at all. It made no sense. I had a few people get into my messages, and I will actually say, before I go on, that one person got into my messages who I'm still talking to now. And I'm not going to say this person's name, but I appreciate this person because this person was very angry at the time. But then after I spoke with them a little bit and we sort of calmed down, the moment sort of calmed down, said to me, look, do you understand why I'm mad? This guy has done all these things and you're not here. I know these people. And for you to say that he deserves his due process, that's not, that's so insensitive. And I'm like, okay, I hear you. But what you need to understand is that I can't make allegations like that, right? Like I just can't make allegations like that. Like there's no evidence. And he said, well, he actually apologized. And I said, well, that's all right. You don't need to apologize. I understand that there's like it wasn't a long conversation, but I understand that there's emotions going, and I really appreciated the calm down moment and the apology. And now we're actually talking about what is happening, what's going on over there, and the past situation. So it's sort of like the heat of the moment and the are you defending him kind of thing, and you don't know. And when it's one-on-one, it's much easier to be reasonable. But when it's hundreds of people against one person who seems to not know anything about it, it's like, how dare you defend him? Well, not actually. I'm just saying that you need to understand the repercussions of your actions when you go out and make like public accusations against somebody. I actually explained that. So justice for JP being neutral is exactly what it sounds like. So if he is going to be accused of something, then he will get justice. He deserves to see justice. Right? So if he is guilty of something, then justice is going to be served to him. The other thing about it is, Josie, that there's already a bunch of groups, right? So I understand that you need to differentiate in some way, right? So there's no point in me just making another Justice for Micah group. There would have to be some way for people to differentiate the group. I believe in due process. That's just it. Right? So it's as simple as that. And so what I've done since, I'll bring you up to date. What I've done since is I've changed the name of the group, and I appreciate it's the wrong name for the group. I appreciate that it's the wrong name of the group. What I've done since is I didn't realize I could reclaim the group. It was actually the lady who came along and hijacked the group because, I forgot that bit. A lady came along and hijacked the group. She lied. She got into my DMs and she said she was a friend of the family or something like that. Got in my DMs, and this was about 10 minutes before my stream yesterday, and said, oh, I'm a friend of the family, JP's, and he's innocent. And everyone's innocent till proven guilty. And I'm a criminal law student, and you're so right, and I can help you, and I'm going to clean up the page. And yeah, oh, Mandy. And this all happened really, really fast. And she was pushing so hard to be an administrator of the page, of the group, whatever it is. And well, it's a bit sus. But anyway, it was a few minutes before my stream. I thought, yeah, what have I got to lose? And my God, like legit, it happened so fast. And she was so pleased with herself. And all of these people were so pleased with themselves. They changed the name of the group to Justice for Micah in capital letters with all these exclamation marks and stuff. And then they immediately, like, yeah, they took it all over and they called me all these names and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, it was just this big mutiny and they thought it was hilarious. And justice. And yeah, so it was really an interesting phenomenon what occurred. But then she gave herself away, unfortunately, because I did. I've never administered one before, so I didn't know that she couldn't kick me out. That she actually could maintain that she couldn't maintain control of it, but she gave it away because she actually wrote it in all of the comments and stuff and told me, like, she was like, get out of our group, give up your group. And she said, oh, I couldn't kick her out because she's the creator. And I'm like, really? Okay. So I could actually get back in later, a few hours later, and take it back. So I didn't think I could. So Gabby, thank you, Gabby, because Gabby and I went back in later. I made Gabby a administrator, and we changed the name of the group, and it's now called The Case of Micah Miller, in brackets, reclaimed. And I've changed the mission of it. It's now got a new mission. So the mission is that it's now a group purely for facts and discussion of the facts, and it's not for allegations. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Gabby to the rescue. Gabby to the rescue. You'd not be able to find those people in other Micah pages. I think they were decoy accounts. Which people are they, Mystery Legal Theatre? People are tribal, yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. There's still 400 people or so in that group. Now, I'm sure they're probably, a fair few of them are probably hiding out and waiting until Gabby and I lift some permissions, because at the moment you have to have comments approved. And we haven't put any posts up. We're leaving it for a little bit. But meanwhile, I'm actually talking to some people like that nice man who I met in my DMs, who was talking about some evidence actually against JP Miller. And like I said yesterday on my stream, I'm open to everything, and Dali too. We're open to all evidence. Like, I want to hear everything. What I don't want is to be closed to anything at all that could be exculpatory, right? So the biggest problem I had was that there was nothing out there at all from his side of the story, right? So it just was so obviously this very, very targeted attack. And that's all we're hearing. That's all we're hearing. And I've seen this so many times before that people just go, okay, someone's been wronged and that guy's the bad guy. And so let's all just believe that and go after him and ruin his life. Okay, we just believe that. And hear nothing else. Blah, 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 blah. Hear nothing else. But no, I want to hear everything and I'm open to everything. Just because I want to hear everything doesn't mean that I don't want to hear the stuff from her family. And I just don't believe anything from her family. That's not true either, right? You can believe and listen to everything. Two things can be true at once. Did you see the report the LE put out already? It's pretty clear she did this to. Oh yeah, I know. I don't think there's any doubt now. The coroner's confirmed it. So it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And so I'm actually really interested. I'm actually really interested to talk to David. Hello, God, how are you? Ruined my life. I'm actually really interested to talk to David or anyone in the area, legal people in the area of South Carolina. What could the family do now? And I wanted to also talk about if, okay, hypothetically, if there were allegations of SA, for example, or other abuse from this man to his wife prior to her passing, and even if there was some evidence of it, because she's passed, is it too late now because she's passed? I'm interested in any legal opinions on that. Do her family have any recourse to pursue him, or does law enforcement have any way of pursuing him now that she's passed? And yeah, I suppose that's the biggest one. If there's any other people who want to bring forth complaints, that's their prerogative. But in terms of the actual decedent, things that have happened to her, it's concerning to me, because if the family want to push forth with any litigation, I suppose, or not litigation, I suppose that's the right word, charges towards the pastor, and it's not to do with the actual death, it's to do with abuse, then how does that work now that she's gone? How does that work now that she's gone? So I'm interested in that. And this will be a topic for future streams, and I don't want to stream on it just yet. I want to talk to some people before I do that. And I don't want to be anything about just like throwing stuff out there and everyone getting all dramatic. I want to get facts straight first before we stream about this. And before the people that I've been talking to in privately, before I get back to them about that. Yeah, so I just want to try. Yeah, it might be hard. Well, definitely it'll be hard to prove, unless there is like potentially video, audio, things like that, photos, witness testimony. There might be people who can vouch for seeing things, hearing things. That could be the case. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm just interested whether or not it's possible, maybe on behalf of her estate. Yeah, I don't know. It might be able to be proved civilly, like a balance of probabilities. relative probabilities. Criminally, nothing can be done. Maybe so. Yeah, see Chinny. Yep. Yep. But yeah, I'm getting Crime and Cask involved. Well, Crime and Cask is already interested. He's already covering it. But I'm going to introduce Crime and Cask to the people that I've been talking to, because he's right there. So, I mean, I'm all the way over here. So I want to make sure that the people I'm talking to have someone like physically that they can talk to, and also someone I trust who's really sweet and knows legal people in the area, possibly victim advocates and stuff like that. So anyway, I believe in doing this stuff the right way, right? This is not all about, I don't want to be one of those true crimers. And sorry, I don't mean to taint the whole name true crimers. I know there's some good ones out there. I don't mean to taint the whole true crimers word. But there are some pretty low level ones. And yeah, drama farming. Right? And this has just gone to show how simple it is to, like, people who are angry, they congregate, and it's so easy to have them all form into a group and just go attack. And you know what? I actually saw some of them say, like, when they saw that I had gotten the group back, a couple of them said, "Oh, okay, well, now we'll go back to True Crime Garage." Now, I don't know much about True Crime Garage other than they had a Sebastian Rogers Facebook group, which had tens of thousands of people in it, and they run YouTube streams. So, yeah. And yeah, I know that if you go into one of their Facebook groups and you say anything other than that the stepdad is a sea abuser, then you're going to be shouted down. There you go. So you see what I'm saying? See what's going on here? Where do you rank in the what, God? You're not a drama farmer. You fight back. For the good. Your God, you rank infinitely. Oh no, not the taint. Someone yesterday said that this whole thing reminds them of Baby Reindeer. Who's seen Baby Reindeer? I have to watch it. I have not watched it. What's the scapegoat? Who's the scapegoat? What are you saying? So yeah, I mean, I need to say, like, anyone who's actually truly involved in this situation, and I mean really involved, like the people who are close to the family, who are mourning the death of this lady, and were in some way offended by those 4 words, justice for JP Miller. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I've changed them now. I've taken back my group name and I've changed them now. But I guarantee you that 400 people weren't. The one who got into my DMs and spoke to me was actually really decent. And we had a good conversation. And he's gone and put me on to somebody else who's close to the family. And this person seems pretty decent too. So, yeah. And the thing about it is that, as we know here, the people who watch trials and things generally, is that when it comes to justice, when it comes to due process, when we say justice for anybody, sadly, even with our emotion tied to us, we can't, as much as we like to think that someone's guilty and just like be married to that idea, if people aren't tried correctly, if they don't go through the process correctly, you know what's going to happen? Appeal court. So you want it to be done right, don't you? Right? It's so hard to explain, isn't it? Like, look at Harvey Weinstein now, right? Everyone's all like, oh, he's got off on a technicality. A technicality. There's no such thing as a technicality, is there? Right? Is there really a technicality? Is there? I mean, if it's a technicality, then it wouldn't have been overturned. Like, the ruling wouldn't have been overturned. And he's still got to go back to trial. Right? Yeah. Hey, Beckley. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that, Becca. I'm such a noob at this stuff. I thought she was just letting the social experiment play out by design. At first, but the thing is, I had to go stream. Like, so when it originally got hijacked, yeah, I let it go because I had to go stream. And I did want to see what would happen. I did want to see what would happen. But then I was like, well, I could just leave it. But then I realized I could take it back. So I took it back. And now I want to see what happens. So now I'm interested to see whether or not I can take control of the group and whether or not I can turn it into something good. I kind of doubt it. I don't really think it's going to work out. Facebook doesn't seem like a very great place. Yeah. If now I'll take this tainted law and go. Oh, we had a ton of drama with the Hales. Yeah, I know. And those people love hating. They enjoy hating very much. Justice for Helen. Gabby is a hero. Absolutely. Yeah, there is no such thing as a technicality. It's just the law. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I haven't put my membership thing up. Where is it? Give me a sec. Oh. Oh. Pin. Cool. Yeah. No such thing as a technicality. Yeah, Ambrose. I mentioned a scapegoat. I said that a lot of people need a scapegoat to blame to make the pain easier to endure in their mind. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So therefore, when something's going really bad, like when you have lost somebody, when there's some terrible trauma going on, it's like I have to blame somebody. And if I have somebody to blame, or even like if I have the cops to blame or a judge or something like that, if I have something to blame, then I can be angry at them and I can put all my energy into that rather than mourning that person or mourning my loss of freedom or something like that. So yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. And sort of screw the consequences. So screw what it does to the person that you're going after, because in your mind you're justified in going after the person you think is responsible, or the reason you think is responsible. And that can get people into a lot of trouble. Like, think about that for a second, right? So I don't know if I want to use the pastor as a example right now because it's too fresh. Let's use Chris Proudfoot as an example, and I'm not sure if everybody here is too familiar with him, but let's give you a tiny, quick example. Overview of him, just for people who don't know. Hello, Wim. It's good to see you. Good to see you. And Susan Stevenson. Good to see you. Some people have demons they can't live with. Yeah. Right. So, Chris Proudfoot is the stepfather of Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers has been missing now for over 2 months in Tennessee. And Chris Proudfoot, he being the stepfather, people believe that he was abusive to this autistic stepson, and that he has something to do with the disappearance of the stepson. The ex-wife of Chris Proudfoot has come out and made allegations of this man being abusive to him, her and her children. Katie Proudfoot, the mother, has now gone silent. People are wondering if she's okay, or if she is being silenced by the stepfather. There was allegations made by the biological dad that he was abusive also. And then Chris Proudfoot came onto a live stream just recently and hit back at these comments, saying that you all don't know anything about me. I'm just interested in finding Sebastian. These are vile comments that are being made about me. You all need to stop it, and just basically defending himself. And since then, he's been called a narcissist and all this stuff. So when people make these allegations about somebody publicly, and they're so angry, there are repercussions, aren't there? Right? So, well, there could be repercussions. So what if he were to like sue them or something? Yeah, like he couldn't he? I don't really see how there's not potential litigation that could go on. I don't really get how people like the US is quite a litigious place from what I've seen. People just like sue each other all over the place. Yet here we are in these situations where there are people who are so routinely targeted by these groups, and these allegations are made, and then people like jump on top and make further allegations, and yet it just seems like quite frivolous. People are just like openly, oh yeah, he's an abuser, he murdered his wife, he's a murderer. It's like, really? You're happy to just say that? You're happy to just type that into a comment and post it with your full name? Are you crazy? Why would you do that? is what a picture of Danny DeVito. Oh, bye, France. Who's dad? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I find it really weird. But then again, in order to sue someone for defamation, you need some proof that what they're saying is false. And with malice, oh, hang on. With actual malice, that needs to be if you're a public figure, right? If you're a public figure. And I don't think that these people can say that they would be public figures. They're not public figures. They're just normal everyday people. Snivels. Snivels. You're amazing, Snivels. I love you, Snivels. I just love you. Snivels. Sean Bird was gifted a membership. Mike L was gifted a membership. Brandon can buy his own membership. B.L. Blazy was gifted a membership, and Sweet Tooth was gifted a membership. That's amazing, Snivels. Thank you, Snivels. Where's my favorite Aussie cat at? He's sleeping in the other room. Do you want me to go get him? I could. He'd probably bite me, though, if I did. Also, in other news, our Prime Minister is the biggest nerd in the entire world. And he's decided to get into a big fight with Elon Musk. Because Elon Musk is a bully. And what else did he call him? Laura, what else did he call him? Egotistical. And wouldn't take down some memes of him. So what's the best way to make people to stop people from making fun of you? Tell them to stop making fun of you. You want a massive hands massage? That's my kitty cat. Go take down Elon Musk. I know, right? Yeah, all right, I'll go get him. Okay. Defamation is a tricky area of law at the lines between stating an opinion versus a fact can be vague, and defamation tests the limit of the First Amendment freedoms of speech and press. Yes, it does, isn't it? And it's the same in this country too, actually. We have a similar issue. I just noticed when watching this recent defamation trial here is that you can there's so much that you're allowed to say in regard to freedom of speech. Our freedom of speech laws aren't as wide open as you guys. You guys can say a lot more, but the opinion versus facts. Yes, you can express an opinion, but the truth defense has to be proven only 51%. And then there's this thing called if it's press, then there's this thing called qualified privilege that we have here. I don't know if you've got quite the same thing. Qualified privilege basically means that the press can choose to publish something if they have reasonably have put the research in to show that it's in the public interest and that they've done sort of due diligence to check that all parties know about it and things like that. But I mean, that's the press. That's not between two parties, like just regular parties. I don't know about the malice part. I'm interested in the malice part. I'll look into this more. I'm interested in defamation. I'm interested in defamation, especially just between two parties, just two regular parties. Hello, how are you? The first person in 100 years to create a successful car company and the first to create an electric car. Yeah, he's egotistical because he earned it. I know, right? I know. I'm so interested in this whole thing. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can just bring it up for you. Just a minute. Aussie PM versus Elon Musk. Musk fights Australia over content takedown orders. Oh, here we go. Aussie PM calls Elon Musk an arrogant billionaire. Oh, what an idiot. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll show you this. I'll play this and I'll go get Seraph. I'm sure I'll get away with this. If not, too bad.
Royer.
Hi, Francois.
We have a war of words between Australia's Prime Minister and Elon Musk.
That's right. Well, Anthony Albanese branded the ex-owner as an arrogant billionaire who thinks he's above the law in response to Musk's social media comments accusing the Australian government of censorship. The spat stemmed from X's reluctance to comply with the country's internet regulator's request to take down footage of last week's alleged terrorist attack in Sydney, while other social media firms did comply. Barika Bahel has the latest.
When it comes to Elon Musk, the Australian Prime Minister doesn't mince his words.
Well, this guy is showing his arrogance. He's a billionaire over there in the United States who thinks he's above Australian law. And the idea that someone would go to court for the right to put up violent content on a platform shows how out of touch Mr. Musk is.
The spat began last week following the stabbing of an Assyrian bishop in a Sydney church, where a 16-year-old boy was charged for terrorism. Bloody footage from a live stream circulated heavily on social media, prompting Australia's e-safety commissioner to issue tech giants with injunctions.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? There was this stabbing in a church, a Muslim church, yeah. And the stabbing video wasn't that bad. Like, you couldn't really see like blood or anything. The dude just came up to the preacher and boom, 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 like that. I saw it. Yeah, I've seen much worse things, but you know, I hang out with, you know, YouTube streamers. But it wasn't that bad. Okay. But we have here in Australia this thing called the Online Safety Commissioner or something. And it's basically like thought police, and they make you take down. They make the internet companies take down stuff, right? And you can actually, if you think you're being online bullied or something, you can get in contact with them and tell them about it, and they will issue the social media companies with this warning and get stuff taken down for you. There's even ads on the TV telling you about this and say, do you not feel safe on the internet? Call this number and tell them about it, and they'll help you take stuff down. I'm not kidding, right? It's real. I couldn't believe it the other day. I don't watch regular television. I watched something with my daughter, and I saw this ad come up, and I was like, what is that? Really? Wow. Yeah, everyone calls our PM Albo, like elbow. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. just want to show
to
you this.
remove worldwide access to the videos. Australia's federal court on Monday gave X 24 hours to remove the content or face hefty fines. But the SpaceX founder bit back at Canberra, arguing one country shouldn't be able to ban global access.
Our concern is that if any country is allowed to censor content for all countries, which is what the Australian e-safety commissioner is demanding, then what is to stop any country from controlling the entire internet?
Outside of Australia, online content regulation is practiced by the UK's Online Safety Act, which can suppress media deemed harmful, as well as the EU's Digital Services Act, which can force tech companies to curb the spread of toxic content for users' safety. A further hearing on the RIF is expected this week, where it will be decided in court whether to extend the injunction.
United States, meanwhile, drafting new sanctions that could cut some Chinese banks off.
Okay. So, yeah, he's a bit of a twat, our PM. And then he got really mad because there were memes of him. Oh, hang on. Elon actually made a meme about Australia himself. Hang on, I need to find this. This is funny. So Elon meme about Australia. Arrogant billionaire. Oh, where is it? Elon Musk tweets meme about Australia. Let me find it.
A furious row has erupted between in Sydney last week. In Australia.
Take on this arrogant billionaire who thinks he's above the law.
Where's the tweet?
I'm opening the world's best hotel in Melbourne. It will be called Tesla.
Damn. Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. He did. He made a hilarious tweet showing like the difference between Australia and like some like, what do you call it? Oh yeah, censorship and propaganda nation. That music. What fines? Pissed myself laughing. Chump change for Elon. Yeah, he doesn't care about fines. Like he's like the new world of no censorship, and I've noticed this. Like Twitter is actually pretty good these days. Like I don't mind it, and I prefer it. I prefer it now than to what it used to be. Facebook is horrible. Oh, there it is. I found it. Facebook is horrible in all sorts of ways. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I need to show you this. Elon mocks e-safety commissioner's takedown orders. Because Australia's e-safety commissioner, that was Elon's response to Australia's e-safety commissioner. Free speech, X, truth, censorship, propaganda. Australia's e-safety commissioner has obtained a federal court injunction to force the removal of harmful content from X, formerly known as Twitter. The notice required X to take all reasonable steps to ensure the removal of extremely violent video content of the alleged terrorist act at Wakely in Sydney on April 15. The commissioner issued a removal notice for video and images of the attack on April 16. X owner and noted free speech absolutist Elon Musk responded to these requests by calling the e-safety commissioner the Australian censorship commissar and refusing to make any changes. The commissioner responded by obtaining the court injunction on Monday afternoon, legally mandating X remove the content, subject to a further hearing before Wednesday evening. A spokesperson for the commissioner So the takedown order only applied to video of the stabbing of Bishop Mari Emmanuel, not commentary around the incident. Following Monday's events, eSafety worked cooperatively with other companies, including Google, Microsoft, Snap, and TikTok, to remove the same material, they said. Some of these companies have taken additional proactive steps to reduce the further spreading of the material. Moving on. In the case of Meta, eSafety was satisfied with its compliance. In the case of X Corp, eSafety was not satisfied with the actions it took, constituted compliance, and sought this injunction from the federal court. Musk is still refusing to comply with the order, taking to X to post a series of memes suggesting his platform is the last bastion of free speech in Australia. Musk's belligerence highlights the challenges of seeing social media owners complying with other nations' laws. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese hit back at Musk. Hang on, let's show this. Oh, that's not him hitting back at Musk. Hit back at Musk, calling him arrogant and out of touch. The idea has someone go to court for the right to put up violent content on a platform shows how out of touch Mr. Musk is. By and large, people responded appropriately to the calls by the eSafety Commissioner. Ex-host chose not to. This isn't about freedom of expression. This is about the dangerous implications that can occur where things that are simply not true, that everyone knows is not true, are replicated and weaponized in order to cause division, and in this case, to promote negative statements and not potentially to just inflame what was a very difficult situation. And social media has a social responsibility. Independent Senator Jackie Lambie, who's an idiot, by the way, told ABC News Musk thinks he's above the law and that he should be jailed. Okay. The ex-owner thanked the Australian Prime Minister for endorsing his platform as the only place free speech lives in Australia. Yeah, so Elon used it as a opportunity to advertise, basically. It's a promotional opportunity. Isn't this causing division? Okay, so let me just explain. Now jailed, that's a bit extreme. Jackie Lambie Musk. Let's see if I can find Jackie Lambie talking about Musk. Yeah. Yeah. Look, not that much. You gotta understand that this is all like leftist stuff. So at the moment we are under well, it shouldn't be a far left government, but it kind of is. So so the government at the moment, as in the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, he's what's called he's the leader of the Labor Party, and he is sort of bowing to leftist rhetoric. And that said, he also, it's not just like his party has always been a little bit more sort of we have two parties that are, they generally were a little bit more central, but then we have sort of far right parties and far left parties, and because our system is set up to we've got these two major parties, and they have factions, right? And then we have sort of independents, and we have like the Greens, which are far left, and we have the National Party, which is further right. And we have this other one, which is the Pauline Hanson's party, and the Clive Palmer party, and things like that. So basically some really further right parties. So at the moment, our government is made up of a conglomeration of the Australian Labor Party and a lot of leftist parties, and there's a lot of Green seats in there as well, and what we call teal seats. So teal seats are quite sort of progressive seats. So our Prime Minister has to really take into account the views of some very leftist ideals. Now, I'm not sort of sticking up for him at all, but he has to sort of move further to the, hang on my screen, it's right, further to the left than he probably would if it weren't for the fact that the amount of seats in the House are taken up by these teal or left seats or green seats. So yeah, it's very much a matter of this whole nanny state thing being a big deal. So we have this a lot in this country. We have this whole idea of wrap everyone up in wool. Don't let anyone's feelings get hurt. Make sure that everyone's protected from like the big bad news, all of the nasty stuff online, all of the bad viruses, and just anything that could hurt us. Let's just go like that. Oh, he's better than Trudeau. Yeah, I think everyone's better than Trudeau. I wouldn't never like to be anywhere near Trudeau. When I say better than Trudeau, like he's dorkier than Trudeau. Like Trudeau at least is kind of good looking. Like, have you seen our dude? Like our dude is like Nerdsville. Trudeau can at least like speak. I don't like Trudeau. Yeah, it's a mandatory privilege. Yeah, everyone's better than Trudeau. We've had some badass prime ministers. We've had some good prime ministers. But yeah, this one here, this one's a loser. He's just letting everyone sort of call the shots for him. It's really a shame. But yeah, this whole thing with Elon has been funny, and I like the way Elon's handled it. And he's gone and used it as a marketing ploy. He's going, well, you know, we're the last bastion of free speech in Australia. It's just like, good call, man. Good call. I love it. Love it. Yeah, Jackie Lambie is actually, I haven't worked it out yet. She's down with you, isn't she? She's in Tassie. Oh, you just watched the men in Discord? Yeah. I don't know if I can play that. I'd really like to play that video from Discord. It's hilarious. I'm just not sure if I can play that and get away with it. Just, yeah, love to play it. I'd love to play it. It's very funny. All right. I think I'd like to keep this stream up, so I might not go members only today. If anyone wants to come and hang out over in Discord, please do. If you're not a member, become a member though, and come and join us over in the Discord. We have so much fun over there. But it is a member perk. It's a member perk for a reason, because we put a fair bit of effort into keeping that thing up and making sure that there's plenty of things to watch and look at and enjoy over in the server. So yeah, and it also keeps the channel going. So only way channel can survive is with memberships. And same with Dali. So if you're a member of either this channel or Dali's channel, then you have access to our Discord. So if you are already a member, and there's lots of members here, make sure that you're actually part of it, because there's over 200 members, but there's only like 60 of you that are over there. So if you are, make sure that you have clicked through to the membership perks, and there's a little link there. And we have some awesome tech that's been set up by the lovely Lil Pill and Tragic, who I haven't seen for a bit. Like Lil Pill, she's a night owl, and it's really early there for her right now. She's over in Perth. She's a Westralian. We don't like Westralians, except Lil Pill. She's all right. Anyway, so there's some really good tech there, and all you got to do is sync your Google account to YouTube account, to Discord, and you automatically go through. If you have any trouble, you just need to tag a Megamod, MEGAMOD, and you can get a hand with that or watch the little video. Make sure you join up, or if you're already joined up, just click through and come and join us. Let's go hang out and have a little bit of a chat for a little while. I am going to finish up now. That's been really fun, guys. I think I might cover Micah either tomorrow or the day after. I want to do a Zach stream, if not this Thursday, next Thursday. So I want to do them once a month from now on. And I want to stay on Karen Reed's. I want to pop back on Sean's stream. One of these. He usually is on doing re-watches at least one night a week. So whatever night of the week he's on, I want to go and be on his stream as well. So stay across that. So yeah, catch you for one of those. Just make sure that you keep your notification bells on. Dali will be with me on those ones. Oh, and one other thing, Lauren Janai, who is Tyrone Tucker, Treehouse Murder Case, she will be on one night this week, probably. Poor Ty, he is back in custody. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I'm here. I was going to say it anyway. Yes, I did hear her 911 call, Ronnie. I know all about that. Yeah. Oh, 4 months. You're an OG. Of course you're an OG. Oh, she wants to be on tomorrow? Okay. Cool. Sweet. Lovely. All right. Well, there you go. Tomorrow we will have Lauren Janai, who is the wife of Tyrone Tucker. So yes, we will have her on tomorrow. Lovely. Everyone, keep your eye out for the stream announcement on that one, as in the stream to go up for that one. Yeah, it's confirmed. Sweet. Okay. So we'll have her on. We'll hear all about what's going on with Ty. Unfortunately, yes, he is back in custody. That's terrible news. Terrible news. And do we have any court footage from that, Becca? Do you know? Was there anything there? Okay. We'll have a look at his warrant and stuff. We'll see what's going on. That's just such a shame. And we'll hear about what they're planning to do next. Yep, we'll hear what their next steps are. She must be just spinning. She just must be spinning. Yep. Okay. There was a hearing. Okay, not a very long hearing. So we'll have a look at the hearing, and yeah, we'll have a chat to Lauren about what's going on with Ty and his future and what they've got planned for his trial. Wow. I'm so sorry, Lauren and Ty, and we support you. So yeah, we'll have Lauren on tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I will make a stream up for it once I get out of here. As far as the Micah case is concerned, I am in discussion with some people who have knowledge of the past of the family of Micah, and also some people who know JP and his past, and I am getting in contact with Crime and Cask and working with him on that. So I'll announce when that stream will be. It'll probably be the day after or even Friday. Yeah, I'll also be popping on to Sean's at some point as well. So stay tuned. See you guys in the Discord after this. Thank you all so much. Oh, hang on a minute. Before I go, oh, thank you for the gifted memberships, everybody, too. Just make sure that I've got everything here. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Do you like my southern accent? Do you like it? Do you like it? Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Lovely. Okay. You know what? You know what I need to do now? You know what I need to do now? I need to play you one of my songs that I haven't played you yet.
She got that fire. Her name is like a wire. Sparks fly when she speaks her words. They're so unique. I'll say exceptional, 3-2. Exciting you to dance. She's got the evidence, no need for clearance. Her voice is like a symphony, a melody that sets me free. Ella, she's the queen of the dance floor. Her moves, they make